Jamaica is in the Commonwealth still. There should have been a lot more, and maybe there is, but there should have been a lot more help coming quickly. But then you've got to look at what's happening in the UK now. So the UK, for me, have just banded together. Like the amount of people that, like for example, our own Citrus did a run where he was collecting stuff. He had a bad experience at, where was it, Brixton?
Yeah, it was somewhere in South.
It was somewhere in South where, anyway, I'm not going to get into the negative. Then you've got like Pop in Brixton. They're just taking stuff. Blacker Dread I saw. Shouts out to Face and Gangster Kid. Like they did a container and sent their thing. Like there's so many people.
Kingsley Shipping did as well.
Kingsley Shipping. Like all of these people are banding together. And there was a thing that Face actually said, and I want to get him on the podcast, where he said, all of the companies that have profited or used the image of Jamaica, whether it be the colours of the flag, reggae music in your adverts. And look, I'm an Arsenal fan, Arsenal Football Club, Adidas. Have they sent any money? Have they sent any donations? And I checked this today, and from the sources, they haven't. And I think that's a bit disappointing.
Disrespectful is the word you're looking for, bro. If I'm gonna use your flag, I'm gonna use your essence about a product that I'm trying to promote, but then you're in dire straits. And one thing I will say, I'm not a fan to say that they had to send cash. That's one thing I need to put out there. It's not about sending money, but it's about sending aid and support in whatever way it can be. So for example, Western Union did a thing where when you're sending money now, there was no commission.
There's no fee, yeah.
There's EE, I think it was, one of the telephone providers. If you call Jamaica, no charge for the call.
That was really good.
So this is what I'm saying. There are so much little things that they can do. And you know what makes it worse? For the people that are in the tax industry and stuff like that. 99% of these things that these companies can do, they can tax write it off. So it's really a choice that they make not to do anything about these things.
Elon Musk, you know what he did? He directed his satellites, Starlink, over Jamaica to provide free internet for a period of time. I don't know how long he did it for. Maybe it was like a couple of hours. Or
the funny thing is, because of that, he's uptaking Jamaica now, because I've got a friend that I was speaking to today who works with me. He's now picked up and got himself a Starlink subscription.
Well, that's the start. Well, look, we'll get into that on the technology.
But you know what the funniest thing is? Amongst the disaster, even like when it was happening, it was COVID and stuff like that, there is ways to profit off of it. And these billionaires and millionaires and even people that haven't even got money are sitting there thinking of ways that they can use to profit off of the situation, rightly or wrongly, because any disaster, there is something that you can use to turn and say, you know what, this will help a man.
Yeah.
So like you just said about Elon Musk doing that, it's like, right, he's done that. Now all of a sudden there's certain people in Jamaica who be like, right, Elon Musk, my guy.
No, but it's a services offering as well, because you have to remember his system, excuse me, not to promote it too much and to get too technical with it, doesn't work off the basis of having a cable, run from point A to point B. So once the hurricane is gone, you take your thing, you put it there, and it's got several systems now, connected to your phone or whatever, press it, and this thing automatically
moves to where a satellite is.
Where a satellite is.
And gives you internet.
Gives you internet instantly. So the only thing you need is power.
And technically, you could be anywhere. You could be on the top of the Alps.
Yeah,
you could
on
be
a boat.
You could be in the Amazon. You could be in the middle of the sea. So it's a good. I think it's a good thing what he's done.
Yeah.
But let's not talk about Elon.
Sorry, there is one thing I wanted to mention as you say that in regards to funding to Jamaica.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's the last president that was, or Prime Minister of Jamaica, who took out an insurance with the US.
It was I was going to come on to that.
Oh, sorry, we'll go.
So it was I think it was a natural something bond.
Yeah,
I'll find out exactly what it was.
For 150 million.
Yeah, but yes, but when people start battering these numbers around, you have to remember: is it in US dollars or Jamaican dollars?
US.
Right. So so he's taken out a bond. So it's quite clever actually what they've done. It's almost like an insurance. And I looked, who does Jamaica owe the money to? And I think there's a conglomerate of people that have insured Jamaica for natural disasters and whatnot. Some people are saying, then people have sold out Jamaica. But then I think, well, have they? Or has the Prime Minister just been, I think it was Brogard that did it. Have they just been really smart? You got to think, the US are in debt to the tune of $32 trillion. So every country is in debt. Now, Jamaica's in debt maybe by probably a little bit more, but was that the wrong thing to do? Like that money, so just so you're aware now, the residents of Jamaica, in regards to the damage to their homes, can ultimately fill out a form and get some kind of money. And this bond has helped to pay for it. I can't see anything wrong with it.
And the funny thing is, it's not the only one. So they also took out some form of insurance from an organization called CCRIF. And that is expected to pay out also 70.8 million, the largest claim to date, Jamaica. Largest claim to date from Jamaica. And this is to facilitate with rebuilding the country and all these kind of things. So the point I was trying to make is that as much as, Jamaica needs help from everybody else and whatnot, the small but the talawa, 100%. Because to see...
Little but with talawa. But
Thank you very much, resident Jamaican. The foresight that they had to take out this bond on the country for natural disasters, it may have cost them whatever, but now to have that repayment of 150 million US dollars is going to do amazing things for the country.
And you before people start saying, yeah, but Jamaica's going to be in debt. Every country in the world is in debt to someone. My thing is, and this is going down conspiracy theory, which we're not going to touch today. If a country like America is in debt, and they're supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world, who are they in debt to? But that's something for another day. But anyway, what's your thoughts on? So again, on social media, I've seen people complaining or saying. So there's numerous official sites to donate money to. So the one that I donated to was supportjamaica.gov.jm. There's a few others, but that's the one that I know because I saw Lisa and the Jamaica government promoting it. But there's some people saying, I'm not going to send any money to that. I'm just looking after my people. What's your thoughts on that train of thought?
Ignorance.
Do you know what? It's just how much do you believe in charities and stuff like that? And that's, you can say it's ignorance, but it's just how much people believe in charities.
Yeah, but bud, when something like this happens, you, within your control, have one of two options. It's either you give willingly from your heart and hope that it's going to go to a good use because this is what you want to do, or you don't.
So listen to what you just said and hope. Or
you could give it, hold on.
Or I can give it to, Susu, you're struggling.
You can give it to Susu,
and
Susu can still take it,
but she's
and go down to...
But she's struggling. And she wants
Bacchanal and do whatever she's doing.
And she'll
drink up.
Yeah.
The point I'm making is, when you give with good heart. What the person does with it
is up to them.
It's up to them.
Yeah, but if you give it to the good heart, so you give it to me, and I'm saying to myself, you know what? I'm gonna go and I'm petitioning, saying, I'm gonna go and give this all to Jamaica. It's all going to Jamaica, whatever else not. And then I'm now using it to siphon in money and say, boy, now I'm profiting from it, and I've profited from it, giving nothing to Jamaica. Even if I'm giving something to Jamaica, I'm giving something small, all right. But I've made the profit from it. That's me doing wrong, but what I'm saying to you is that's where people will say to themselves, why am I now profiting, buddy, when the people in Jamaica that are suffering, I should give it direct to the people. So I understand
If you have the ability to give it to somebody that you know is in need, then by all means do that. But the point I'm making is that you can still do that and it can still go to waste. There are people out there in Jamaica, and this is not just, prevalent to Jamaica. There are people in the world who, if they have money, will prioritize, well, you know what? I have a big change. I'm going to buy myself a new whip. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to buy... And they're going to say,
buy no whips right now.
No, well, not now. But instead of saying, you know what? I'm going to buy 3 pieces of galvanized and some timber. You know what? I'm sleeping by Rain's yard. I don't know. When the weather's better and whatnot and things are up, I'll start to build a house slowly. And for them, that's not a priority. So you making that decision of, well, you know what? I ain't going to send it to this person. And I can't speak for nobody else. If I give you something, I give all my heart. I will do my due diligence, but once I've done that and it's gone, God bless you.
Like I said, it's the trust in the charities. There are a lot of charities, not all, but there are some charities that will sit there and they'll profit from it. And when you know that there's charities that are out there that are profiting from things, it makes you believe less in giving your money there or donating your money there. I'd rather turn and say, like a lot of people have, let's send a barrel. I'm going to put something in a barrel and I'm going to send a barrel. Or like you said, let's send the money so I can send the money to X person or that person. But how you now give it to a charity who you're not sure about or isn't validated, then you think to yourself, yeah.
But that's why the containers come in. So shouts out to the original patty company and White Yardie. So they've got a 40-foot container that they're gonna be like. You bring your stuff down there, and then they load it up. Like whether it be clothes, whether it be like, you know what? Like I was looking through my because I'm sending some stuff down. I'm thinking I've got like battery, you know, the portable chargers that can't be used with my new phone, but they're just in a drawer. But I could send them down. Like somebody will have a phone that can use it. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that. I think it's when I first heard someone say that, I was like, rah, yeah, it's true. I'm not going to send nothing there. But then I'm thinking there has to be an element. You look after your people, but then if you can afford to still donate somewhere, donate. And then also there's people that I work with, they haven't got no one in Jamaica, but they might want to donate. So you have to be able to send them to an official website where they can do their thing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Any more thoughts on Jamaica?
Yeah, one thing. So a lot of people, and it's not just Jamaica, to be fair, a lot of people, when things like this happen, they're of that mindset, I'm going to send. And then they go down there and they bring, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to send this pillow. I'm going to send this mic stand. You know. On a serious note, you have to be mindful. You have to actually understand the needs of people in this situation. Sending down your old trousers that you don't want no more, or trainers that, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't help the situation. And most of them will just end up in landfill or whatever the case may be. You need to send down things that are useful.
Well,
so,
when you say that, what do you mean? Because
I mean things like, and this is going to sound really stupid and petty, nails, screws, tools, hammers, drills. These are the kind of things that they need to help them rebuild. Water.
Water's a big one. Yeah.
It's things like that people, even vitamins, because, you know, things have washed out. So getting food and those kind of things, what you used to get, just your daily intake has now gone down. So it's being mindful of extension cables. And these are all like DIY stuff. But when you go to Jamaica or you go to the Caribbean in general, buying little things like this is very expensive.
You know, it's funny you say that, right? My dad owns a shipping company. Shouts go out to Romark Shipping, and it's
they're doing the freeness as well.
Yeah. No, but when I'm saying it is like I've been in the shipping game and seen the shipping game for a long time. This time now, where we're at now with the hurricane, that I understand why people are sending it, because people probably don't have it at the moment. So I do understand it a little bit more. Like what is the need they're in now? They need those type of things now.
I think send down what you want to send. I think there was a thing, I think one of our bedrooms said the place where he bought his product to, they said they didn't want any tinned food.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, what's people's thoughts on that? Like, no, don't send us tinned food because people don't want tinned food. Or I don't understand why you wouldn't.
Yeah, I can't.
Chest too high.
No, but it's not. But the people in Jamaica are not setting their chest not too high. It's someone over here that said, "Don't give us that."
But then sometimes it's a case of what they've probably already got stocked up there. So I mean, we don't know the situation. Unless you're there, you can sit there and say that, because they might have loads of tin stuff. Like, look, don't send me no more tin.
Because they've got so much.
They've got so much. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying it could be.
I appreciate your point, but I think there's some that is something we need to, if we can, find some information on, because it doesn't make sense to me, because tin food is something you ship worldwide and you put in bunkers.
It's war food.
Yeah, this is it.
But it's space.
It don't taste the best.
It's space as well. So when you're saying it, all right, when they get to a point where they've got no space to put these things, you now got overload of tin stuff that are here and things that are there. And obviously tin stuff don't necessarily go off like that. So you've got them sitting there and it's like, well, we're just stacking up and they take up space. And guess what? Sorelli ain't coming to pick up no tin food. So then it's just taking up more and more space.
But you have to remember, in some of the videos, where they used to have lush gardens is now just wasteland.
Well, there's a woman that I saw a video today of a woman. She had a farm in St. Elizabeth, and she was growing all kinds of stuff. She had 2 acres of land, and it's just water. It's just water.